Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Wayne here from Ennis Farmhouse. On a beautiful day like today, it's crazy to think that we have to say goodbye to our winter garden. As you know, we have an Arctic blast coming, and it's going to drop down to the teens every day this week in North Georgia, Zone 8A. So we're going to take a tour around. We're going to harvest a few things. Hopefully everything survives. A lot of these things can't sustain a hard frost, so we'll just see how it all goes. In our first bed, we have Askfabrock. I don't expect these to survive. I started them late in the season, and I didn't really get much heads from them. Last year when this happened, these things turned into white walkers. This is our lettuce bed, almost all the way harvested except some arugula here. We're going to take a whole bunch of arugula inside. That purple lettuce, I'm interested in seeing if that's going to survive, but everything else I think is going to die. In this bed, we have beets in the front. Beets don't really like too much of a freeze, so last year they got wiped out. I'm expecting the same this year. The kale, I don't know. What do you think? You think the kale's going to survive? Let's find out. Our garlic, last year when this happened around Christmas Eve, our garlic got knocked out pretty bad. We ended up harvesting a whole bunch of garlic in the summer anyway, so I think these garlics are going to just get knocked down and then they'll slowly grow back up. The onions, on the other hand, I think these things are going to get wasted. Last year when this happened, I did grow onions from sets. These are seeds, but last year when this happened, the onions just got decimated and a waste of a bed. I'm starting to think I need to grow short day onions in the spring as opposed to overwintering them, just where we are in North Georgia, Zone 8A. I started onions a couple days ago, just in case. We'll see what happens. In this bed, we have a whole bunch of Brussels sprouts. I am going to harvest some Brussels sprouts today. You'll see what the harvest comes out to, but we do have some Brussels sprouts in here. They are kind of soft in the middle. Again, just like the broccoli, I planted them out late in the season, so that was my bad. We're going to course correct next year. We harvested most of our carrots and beets out of this bed. We juiced them. They were great. We're also going to harvest some spinach today. Spinach is cold hardy. I do think it may survive. We'll see. And here's some more broccoli and onions. I feel like the broccoli is going to die. The onions may survive. I like these onions. They do way better in the covered bed than they do in the open bed down on the other side. So I think I'm going to cover this bed just to see if they survive, and we'll know for next year. If we do decide to overwinter them, then we will keep them in a covered bed. I have some more garlic over here. I think the same thing's going to happen. These are going to get knocked down pretty bad. And these are the biggest unknown. I'm tempted to do something to just save these or try to. These are our Shasta daisies that I grew from seed. They did not flower this year. Hopefully we were planning on getting a really good season this coming up year. And I'm thinking about just at least covering these with frost blankets or something just to get them going. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think these Shasta daisies will survive? We're dropping down to the teens every day this week. All right, now let's harvest some Brussels sprouts. I'm going to start by just stripping off the leaves. I'll leave the leaves in the bed as mulch over the season, and then we'll just see what the Brussels have underneath. So I'm going to start stripping out some leaves. Let's see. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. They're soft, but they're better than nothing. So I pulled all the Brussels except for that one right there, and I left, like I said, the leaves on here for mulch. Not really interested in the Brussels sprout leaves at the moment, but we left one there to see how it'll survive. And then now let's get to the spinach. Here you have it, folks. This is the last of our winter garden. As we see it, we're still hopeful. We are hopeful that a couple things will survive. But these are our Brussels sprouts. You can see we do have Brussels. They're really soft. But I harvested 5 out of the 6 plants. I left 1 in there. We got a whole bunch of spinach. And then I had my son harvest some carrots, and these are the carrots that were left to be juiced. So overall, happy with today's harvest and yesterday's harvest. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this stuff cleaned up, juiced, and prepared for a couple dinners tonight. And then I'll give you an update on our garden after the Arctic blast, see what survived, and we can continue trucking on for a couple more weeks until we get our spring garden started. I did start our seeds, look out for that video. Anyway, thank you all. Have a good one.